So I have started recording, and I really want these sessions to be extremely laid back. So um, don't feel like you need to put on your professional, um, what do we call it? Code switch, anything like that. We just want to be us, just want to be laid back, and we want to hear some real stories. The way I envision it in my head is like we're laying on the floor, and there's, well, laying on pillows on the floor though, and it's like a slumber party type of vibe.
I
I
love
kind of,
it.
oh, it's kind of like waiting to exhale at night when,
That's what I was envisioning when they were
yeah,
like
when
hanging out and
Robin
drinking.
got Angela to call, Bernie to call and let them have it. Yeah, that's what I kind of
Yeah.
envision.
Oh. Okay, great. Because
So
I was
how
like,
about you?
dang, can I cuss? Because I don't know how to like not talk and not cuss. Because
I don't either. Let's cuss. Let's just be us. So to get started, I just want you to tell us, who is Chandra Michelle? Who exactly are you? What is your superpower?
who who's Chandra Michelle? What's my
And when I
superpower?
say superpower, I mean like, what do you offer to the world?
I would say that what I offer to the world is um, experiences, just
Mm.
experiences. Yeah, I think that's a great way to sum it up. It's not. Um, I love to have like probing conversations, and I like to share things with the world that like really makes you consider like how everyone's connected, how everything is connected. Um, Look at yourself in like a deeper way. Um, Consider things about yourself that maybe you hadn't before. Um, just experiences. Um, and I don't know. I like to say like I facilitate space for growth and healing and all manner of getting your shit together.
Man, I love that. That answer was so much better than I even expected. I love that. But I think that's one reason we vibe, because I like those things too, and you are so good at pulling all of that stuff out of me, because normally I'm the one pulling that stuff out of other people. But
It's
then
good to have somebody to do that.
it is. I learned that when I met you. Like, oh, it's cool to have a friend, that strong friend, as they call us, for yourself too. It
Mhm.
well, sometimes, and then other times it's like, stop making me cry. I don't want to know about that. I don't want to dig deep in that.
I'm not ready yet. Let's do something else.
Yeah, but it's always helpful. So tell us, business wise, who are you? What do you do?
Business wise, I am a writer, blogger, author, healer. Um, that's something I actually just started. I'll have to tell you more about that later. But um, I started doing healing professionally again, and
Oh,
incorporating that into my repertoire, as it were.
yeah.
But my first love is writing. So I have my blog, recklessmouthmama.com. Check her out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just write about life, write about experiences, um, just I don't know, just observations about life that make you better, and motherhood. Since I'm a mom now, what even is that? What is that? Um, but yeah, I'm a writer professionally. It's something that I've always wanted to do, um, and it's a dream realized. It's it's.
I see it glowing all through you. I love it. I love it. So first, I want to just focus on the blog, though. So Reckless Mouth Mama.
Yeah.
How did this name come about? What does this name mean? All the
So,
good things.
um, as well-meaning as I am when I talk to people, I have this habit of just saying things, not always in the most tactful way. Um, It's always well meaning, it's always from a loving place, but it do be a little reckless sometimes. It comes out just like, okay, that she said it, that's what happened. Um, I'm not super like prim and polished. I am what I am. And um I just I say what's on my mind. And luckily with the blog you can say some reckless shit and then explain it. It's harder to do that in conversation when people are actually like looking you in your face like, what the fuck did you just say to me? But yeah, that's where that came from. Just saying what's on your mind unabashedly, just getting it out there, and worrying about the rest later. And the freedom in doing that authentically.
Ooh,
Some people are just kind of like, I've noticed this online. It's like it seems to be like the trend of how to deliver because it's like it's jarring, but it seems like people online a lot you see are talking to people and it's really condescending and it's reckless, but not in necessarily like a healthy way. It's just kind of mean, you know?
yeah, yeah.
And I just I say what's on my mind, what's on my heart, but there's always a point to it. It's not to like make you feel bad. It's always to empower you or to make you laugh or to make you think. But whatever's on this brain is gonna come out this mouth however. So that's where that comes from. So
I
yeah.
love it. I love it. So one day last week we were talking, and you text me. You're like, "People are really reading my blog." Like, yeah, you think? What
It's so
brought about that comment? Like, how did that feel? What made you say that?
because for it's so funny. My blog post today talked about that, but it's interesting how like for me with my writing that's always been the thing that I've kind of kept to myself. Like there's so many people that didn't even know that I wrote, and they're just like, oh, you're kind of funny, or you're good at this.
You're good.
um, but it's just something that I've always kind of like kept close just because it's just I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. And it's like when, like, say, for instance, if I'm dancing, I'm dancing a character. It's like a performance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can be whoever I want to be. But when I'm writing, that's coming like directly from like my soul. Like, and, sometimes I pull a lot from my experiences and things like that. So it's like, it's different when it's writing because it's like people are viewing me and not like a character that I'm portraying for a performance. Um, so it was a lot harder for me to put my writing out there and have people receive it, critique it, judge it, whatever. Because it's like, of course, you think like, oh, they're critiquing and judging me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But my therapist said something to me today. Shout out to her. She's the goat. She was like, when you're writing, is that not performance? Is that not you, you know, entertaining people? Is that not the same thing? And I
Oh.
was like, wow. She
Mm.
was absolutely right. It is. It's a different form of entertainment, but that's what it is. And she was like, and when you're dancing, you do so first and foremost because you enjoy it, right? And I was like, yes. And she was like, okay, well, what's so different about writing? Don't you enjoy that? Clearly, when you talk about it, you light up. So, what makes that so different? And I was like, ugh, you're making sense, and I don't like it. I guess. But I've been thinking about that, and it kind of goes back to that comment. It's just like I'm putting myself out there, I'm entertaining people, and they actually like it. Like it's really refreshing because it's like like when it's yours and it's just you, you're like, bitch, you are good at this.
Yeah.
But then when it's other people, it's just like, oh god, like are they
Oh.
gonna think I'm good at this too, or like am I one of those SoundCloud rappers that I think I'm the shit, and everyone is like, you are not. You take that back in and leave it in the back somewhere. But so to have people actually like tell me like, yo, like I love your blog. It's just it's really warm and tingly feeling. It makes me feel good. I like it,
I
but it
like
is
it
something
too.
to get used to.
So I know a lot of people, like you said, you are a mother. So I know a lot of us entrepreneurs, when we are moms, in especially those of us that end up being single mothers and trying to do entrepreneurship, it can be hard juggling all of that. And especially for you, because your product is literally something you have to sit down and produce to be able to post it. So how do you juggle all of that? Because like for me, just trying to come up with social media posts every week is time consuming. I couldn't imagine having to come up with an entire post, and your posts are not like, well, I don't want to shit on nobody else, but I'm just saying, I normally when I see blogs, I can finish reading it in probably 2 to 3 minutes, and it was kind of like, okay, thanks for that. But your posts are more like a real story. Like
And
you're gonna sit here for about 15 minutes, sis, and you're gonna get into this, and you're gonna look at these little memes that are dancing around and showing all the feelings that you're feeling. You're gonna be in it. So how do you find the time? How do you do all of that?
this right here, the it's if it wasn't for my cell phone, I don't know how I get things done, because every app like that I use to write, I can do it from my phone. So I can always be present, whenever my daughter needs me, but I can still like find those moments to like work on this, or if I have an idea, I can just jot it down. And sometimes that's how I get things done, like if she's having a meltdown or, whatever else, that my full attention is right there. But, I can, once she calms down, I can take a moment to like jot some thoughts down, or work on a chapter, or, think of how I want to, do something or edit. I can do all of that from my phone. Um,
Oh wow.
and it's it's so helpful, and I feel like things like that were made for moms, because when you're on the go, when you have all these different demands in your day and your schedule, and it's like, I need to find time for me, I need to do the things that like I enjoy, that make me happy. um like it's so convenient. Like I can't sing
Hey
praises
puppy.
enough. Thanks guys,
So
they're fine. Okay. But yeah,
so
so
when you say like on your phone, are you just jotting down notes of ideas, or do you actually write your posts like
I
on your
actually
phone?
write, most of my posts have started on my phone. I can actually like edit everything. I can find my gifts. I can, or whatever. I can find my gifts, and um, I can upload a post, schedule a post. I can do everything, because um, my website has a developer app. So I can edit my website from my phone. If I need to make changes, I can do that from my phone. Everything that I need to do what I need to do is right there on my phone in the form of an app. And it's kind of it's kind of made me a little spoiled, because now like if I need to get something done, like say for instance, when I'm if I'm uploading a chapter for like say Kindle Vella, they don't have an app just yet, because it's still something that they're working out. So I actually have to be in front of my laptop. That part of it's annoying, because I'm like, if I had an app, I can get this out so much faster.
Yeah.
Um, but also, just as a purist, as a writer, it is nice to sit in front of a laptop and type things out. But a lot of the things I can do directly from my phone. Um, and it helps so much, because I never feel like I'm split, if that makes sense. Like a lot of times I feel like you have to choose, like, okay, am I going to work on this, or am I going to be present? And sometimes you can do both. Like if she's playing with blocks and stuff, she's content just knowing I'm there and I'm talking to her, even if I'm like, working on my next story, or, sourcing pictures or things like that. So I would say that my phone is like how I get the majority of the things done, and just being willing to sacrifice some things. Like sometimes, when inspiration strikes, it's in the middle of the night when everyone's sleeping and it's just me,
Mhm.
my thoughts. And I know that if I stay up, like the other day, I stayed up till like 4:30 in the morning just because I just had like I just was on a roll,
In the zone. I
in the
know
zone.
how that is.
I looked up and I'm like, bitch, you need to sleep. Um, because my baby is teething and her sleep is all over the place. And sure enough, it was like 4:30. I'm like, okay, I'm spent. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm good. I'm fine. She decides to wake up at 5 a.m.
Mm-mm.
And and I just had to be up. I just
Yeah.
I just had to be up, and it's it's so interesting to me, like how if you don't feel like you're like capable or strong enough to do a thing, how you just handle it. Like
Yeah.
you never know. Like I never knew prior to becoming a mom just how well I could function on little sleep. Because we had that day, we had several appointments, we made it to everything on time, and then we came home and we took a very long, much needed nap, the both of us.
A
So
crash.
we just crashed, and it was fine. Everything was fine. Everything
Right.
still got done. So you just got to carve out time and space and just find those things that like simplify your life. If it feels like it's a chore, don't do it. That's something I had to learn for myself. Like if it feels like it's a chore, like it's something that you're dreading having to do and carving out the time for it in a particular way isn't working, don't do it because you're not going to be fulfilled. And you're always going to question like if it was good enough because you didn't feel good about it going into it. So I stopped doing that and just started.
What do you
Okay.
see?
So I'm watching my little munchkin on the baby
Oh,
monitor, and she just moved. And I
you have
think,
movement. Are you awake, little Cody?
yep, I'll go get her. Give me a second.
Okay. That's the thing about being an entrepreneur and a mommy. We have to take those breaks, but it's the privilege that we have to be able to do that, to be able to be at home and to say, today I'm working on my business, I'm recording an interview, I'm doing this, but I can also have my child here. I can take a break and go and get them. That is like the best thing about being a full time entrepreneur. Hi there. Hi there, little bedhead.
See her little
Like, I
ponytail
am
just
not
like
fully here yet.
all over the place.
It's so cute though. Yeah, she's not. She's like, yeah, but it's not talking time yet. Let me wake up, please.
We'll probably
So,
go back to sleep.
you let us know how you juggle the business side of things, but how do you find time for yourself, your self care, your self love? Oh, is it not allowed?
Apparently not. So,
That is too funny.
like every time I try to say something,
It's like the bark was coming from your mouth because it was like,
yeah, he was doing that earlier. They're like screwing something like outside. So
oh, construction. You did say that, yeah.
yeah, so and I thought they were done for the day because they left and now they're back. So whatever. But I think like one, I love getting my nails done. I need to get my nails done now. But that's
Me
like
too.
my my me time, um, where I could just like go and um, have like a few hours just to myself. And I make it a ritual. Like every time I go to get my nails done, I always go and get like some. I have a sushi date, so I get some sushi. I get coffee. I make a whole day of it, and I just drive around and just spend time with myself. Like my requirements aren't much. Like I don't need a whole lot. I don't even know. I don't need a whole lot. So just having those moments like really helps. And the other thing that like I will The other thing that going forward, I don't think I will ever sacrifice is therapy. That is like, I can pamper myself all day long. But if I don't have like my therapy sessions, like it's just, I don't feel like I'm truly taking care of myself because it's dedicated time, every couple of weeks where I have to check in with myself, like I have
Yeah.
to see how I'm feeling and, you know, what's going on with me and check in with my heart and just really be like present with me.
With you. Yeah.
So I found that like more than any other thing that I do, that is the most important thing.
I love it. Yeah, I wanted to ask that question because I think a lot of times when we're trying to start a business or trying to maintain a business, and especially if we do have to work full time and be a wife and be a mother, we're the one that gets put on the back burner. And I learned after a few years of struggling to figure out this balance that if I don't get myself right and my mental right, my business is not going to be successful. I'm not putting in my best work. I'm not showing up as my best self, and it's going to show in my revenue. So, I like to throw that question in to just check in and see, are you taking care of you? Because you are very important in this. So, you're a mom, you're a wife, you're an entrepreneur, and then you decided that you were going to add to that because not only do we have a blog post, but you did something big this week, didn't you? So
I
spill tea,
did.
sis. We want to know what'd you do? What happened?
I I'm writing a book. Um and I'm doing it
You're like,
via Kindle Vella. Um which is fun because like when I first started putting out like just fiction when I was younger, it was fan fiction. And that was the way that you did it. It wasn't like, long form completed things. It was like, an episode here or there. So I feel like for my first um, published project to be something similar to that, it's kind of like going back to my roots in a
like
way,
full circle. Aw.
Yeah, it just kind of came full circle. That's why, like, when you told me about it, like, I was just floored because I'm like, this is a thing? Like, this is a thing you can do? Like, what? Are you
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, I have to send this to her. So first, let's explain what it is because I'm sure many people have not heard of it.
So, Kindle Vella is basically stories and released in episode form. So, whereas, like, say, traditional Kindle, you can produce like or publish a full ebook, like a completed project. With um, Kindle Vella, it's episodic, so you can do it exactly like you would do, like, say, fan fiction. So you release episodes, every so often. The first three are typically free, and then after that, um, people pay for tokens, and they get access to your chapters via tokens. So you are actually able to make revenue off of your episodes, as you publish versus, going like the route of trying to complete everything and then put it out there and sell an entire book. Um, a lot of times people don't have like the intention span. I'm like, oh, I'll buy it, I'll check it out. But like something like I've noticed when I was writing fan fiction, people really do enjoy the anticipation and the build up of the next
Hmm.
thing, and having to wait to see like what happens, just like with soap operas and things like
Yeah.
that. Like I want to say that's where they got um, the idea, like a telenovela style type situation, where like you know they give you pieces, and just you get
Yeah.
that build up. Um, so yeah, that's what it is. It's fun. Amazon is the goat. They stay,
Yes,
you know,
they are. I
coming
feel
with.
like they kind of looked at the whole Netflix thing and how we love to binge watch series and things like that and figured out how they could make it into their way. So let me find out. I'm
Exactly.
gonna be on here binge watching Chandra Michelle's thing. So tell us about this story because I read a little the what's it called?
The blurb.
the blurb, the preview, and it sounds juicy. It sounds juicy, juicy. So tell us about, and I'll let you introduce the name of it as well, because even that's like, what?
So the name of the story is called Situationships and Sippy Cups. I love alliteration, but it is definitely a tongue twister.
It is.
Um, it's basically about this woman who um, calls off her engagement because she got cheated on, um, and that affair resulted in a child, and then she eventually grows close to that woman and they form this relationship and they navigate co-parenting and still dealing with this man who is just like the the reason why all of this came together, and then the story just unfolds and shows how like this dynamic works and all the little twists and turns that come along with it. um,
Woo.
and of course there's some queer romance happening down the line, so
Okay.
super fun, super fun.
Oh, it sounds juicy. That's my kind of reading. Definitely.
I just
So we
I
definitely go ahead.
I love that story. For one, it started off as like a writing challenge um, with my best friend. Like we challenged each other. She was like, "You need to write more fiction," and I'm like, "Well, you need to journal." So we made like set these parameters for ourselves. Okay, every day a minimum. You have to journal at least 250 words, and you have to. She's like, and you have to write um, at least 250 words worth of like creative stories. And I was like, bet. And so I wrote this one, and that 250 words turned into like 1,500 because I was just so in love with the scenario that popped up in my mind. I was like, this has to be something.
Oh
So
my
I was like,
goodness.
yeah, this is gonna be it.
So technically, do you have the entire thing ready to go and you're just releasing it as you go along, or are you
So
doing episodes still?
a little bit of both. So I know exactly how the story is going to end. I know the full range of everything. Um, So, but what I want to do is I want to get to a certain point where it's kind of like a choose your own adventure. Like the story is going to end at the exact same place. Um, but at one point, I want to get to, hopefully with enough readership, I want to get to a place where it becomes kind of like a choose your own adventure where I present like two options.
No.
And then based on the feedback, um, you know, it'll either go this way or that way. So I like the fact that it could be interactive. Like I play like going back to my roots. I played along with things like that in fan fiction, and
Yeah.
it really like makes people feel more connected to the story because it's the thing that they already wanted to see. So I have a plan for like two alternative ways of getting to like a certain point. So a lot of the chapters are already outlined, but I do have like some space left open for exploration and fun.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. I am so excited for you because, like, I'm telling you, you can really see the glow and the happiness that you're feeling. And I'm so glad that you took that leap and you, even though you're sensitive about your shit, you still shared it with all of us. And so, first things first, everyone that's watching this, I need you to head on over to Kindle. Is it Kindle Vella?
Yeah, Kindle Vella.
Vella. Let
So
me
if
put
you
that
have
on.
the Kindle um, app or an Amazon account, you can go over to it and just search my name in Kindle Vella, and it'll pop right up. It's the trippiest shit. The first time I did it, I was like, "Why does Amazon know my name? Like, what is happening? I do not need to be on Mr. Bezos's radar, but also, yes."
Oh, where is it? Oh, gotta click the button. There we go. All right. So yeah, head on over to Kindle Vella. Now I did a little bit of research and I see that we get 200 coins for free. So, and I know you said like the first episode or so is free, but the 200 coins gives you, on average, it said about 8 episodes. So I am asking everyone that's watching this to go over, read the first episode. As she drops more, Those 200 coins need to be going to our sis. Okay. You can
Aw.
read other people on there, but let's help our sister and get her the readership that she needs so that she can keep this going, because I am so excited for her. She deserves it. And you guys know that's what we're all about here in 555 Society, just collaborating and helping each other in any way that we can. And this is a free way that we can all help her. So let's head on over. It's Situationships and Sippy Cups. You can search for that, or you can search by her name. Let me see. Did I have any other questions for you? I don't think I do, but let's end it with um, what would you say to a young lady who wants to be a writer right now and she's nervous about how she'll be received and she just needs some motivation to get started? What would you say to her?
I would say do it scared.
My
Um,
favorite motto.
that's the first thing. Just do it scared. Because I was terrified when I published that story. When I put it out there, I was terrified, but I did it anyway because it made me happy. So if you're feeling like writing is something that you want to do, just go for it. It doesn't matter how it's going to be received, who's going to receive it. There are billions of people on this planet, and your people are out there waiting to consume what it is that you have to write. Um, like we talked about before, like I'm surprised that people were reading the things that I put out there, but people are ready to consume it. They're like begging me for the next chapter already, and I just released it this week. People will consume whatever you're putting out there, but they can't do that if you don't put it out there. So if it's terrifying, um, if it's intimidating, that's how you know you're on the right track. One of my favorite quotes has always been, if your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. Because it's usually when you're uncomfortable that you're growing and that you're getting better. So don't take the safe route. Just go for it. Creativity is infinite. You're never going to run out of ideas. You're never going to run out of time, but you do have to put it out there.
Yeah.
So, and then when you do it, you'll be like, why, why you do this shit sooner? This is dope.
This is easy. One of my favorite quotes is happiness is on the other side of fear. So I use that as my barometer to know, like, if I'm scared to do this, I'm supposed to do this. There's something good over there on the other side. So I love
Oh, that reminds me. I want to share something my therapist said today. She said she uses proof, right?
it. Hmm.
And I was like, what do you mean you use proof? And she was like, if you're nervous about doing something, if you're doubting it, if you're questioning it, look for proof as to why. And she was like, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find it because your what ifs, your doubts are just that. It's just self doubt every
Ah.
time. So she was saying that, like, with all of the things that your mind can come up with as to, like, oh, why this isn't working, or why you, or like, why should you have access to your dreams or your success. Ask yourself why not, and then look for proof. And if you can't
Hmm.
find proof, then fucking do it.
I like that. Let me write that one down. I
So
like
did
that.
I was just like, all right, sis, I see you.
Okay. Look
Because
for proof.
I sat there and I was looking too. I was searching. I was looking for proof as to, like, why I could, like, wait, why it's not the right time. And I came up with literally nothing, because nothing was holding me back or stopping me but me. So I was
Ah.
like, all right, I got it. I got it. This is why, again, this is why I pay you.
And look what she's helped you to do already. I
Yeah.
love it.
the beginning of a beautiful, very fulfilling career.
Yes. Yes. Claim that, sis. Claim that. I love it. Well, I am going to let you get back to mommy time. Somebody is all cuddled up. I want one of those hugs. It looks so
Don't it
comfy.
look nice?
Oh,
Just
every time she looked back and then she went back for the hug, I was like, oh. No baby fever over here, though. Mm-mm. Okay, JoJo. Is that, no, that's Cosmo.
yeah, that's Cosmo.
Yeah.
He's our dog. They're like right outside the door. So,
Oh, they're not even in the room with you?
hmm? Oh no, they're in the room with me, but the maintenance guys are right outside my front door.
Oh, gotcha. I was going to say,
So
that's a
they think
lot.
like, oh, someone's trying to break in. No, they're not. They're fixing the door.
All right. So, yeah, I'm going to let you get back to your mommy duties. I thank you so much for joining us today and being our first guest on this impromptu video podcasty thing that I just decided to do in the middle of our conversation. So, I
I'm
thank
sure there
you.
will be many more of these
I
to
think
come.
so. I think so. You've helped me to birth something brand new. And I find lately that things flow with me. It's like I sit here and I ponder it over and over and over again. And the minute that I stop thinking about it, God just gives me like this little nuzzle, like, hey, do this. And then I do it and it all just kind of falls into place. It's like, why were you doing all of that thinking back and forth of how you should do it and what the name should be and da da da. And eventually it all just comes out like, hey, let's do this. So
Chase the resonance, man. It'll never lead you astray. If it resonates, if it sticks, that's the thing.
all right. So I will be seeing you in the group, Madame, and we will also be seeing you over on Kindle Vella.
Yeah.
Have a good evening, guys. Thank you guys for joining us as well. And I hope you guys have a great day as well.